In Module 7, it's a bonus, and here's why. In direct sales network marketing, selling on the phone and really recruiting on the phone, it's the master key. If you can get good on the phone, it is such a man, you can do amazing things. And in Module 7, I'm going to show you 21 amazing word for word recruiting strategy that are friction free. Meaning, here's the thing again, if you feel hard that you have to hard nose pressure sales, you can make sales like that, but you're not going to build a team because they resent you after they buy. Recruiting is really it's the apex of leadership development, is becoming a master recruiter. And I've recruited and co-recruited. I don't the exact tally. I am unclear exactly what it would be, but it would be in the millions of what I did on the phone, just on the phone. And here's what happened: I was on the phone all day. Okay, we started making money, but I lived on the phone all day. So what ended up happening was I learned how to cut my phone time down to 5 to 10 minutes. And if people weren't able, and I wasn't able to move them to a good decision for themselves in 5 to 10 minutes, I forced myself to cut the phone call off. So what I did was I required really literally an amazing blueprint on how to deal with these are a handful of the some of the subjects that I'm going to cover in detail. And again, phone, recruiting on the phone is not recruiting on the phone. It's not all created equal because people are taught different ways to answer this. I'm going to show you how I answered it and how I just made so much money on the phone. It's ridiculous. What have you ever heard? Yes, I want in. I'll join on Friday, and then they disappear. Yes, I want in, but I have to talk to my wife. Bye bye. Yes, I want in, but I just don't have the money. Yes, I want in, but I've tried so many other businesses. My prospects were really no different than your prospects or prospects anywhere else. Here's the deal. All of them, each and every prospect that becomes a prospect in our industry, is looking to make some extra money from the computer or from home. This is what they want. This is where they're at. The reality is that most of them are this is a prison. They are in a prison cell, okay? Literally. They don't know anything about leveraged lifestyle. They don't know about liability or liability-free leverage, which is called a downline. I mean, they don't know much about wealth creation. They don't know much about asset protection. They don't know much about being an entrepreneur. They just have a faint and foggy idea in their mind that they'd like to not have a job and they'd like to make more money. And this is where I started, so I'm not judging anybody. I was just a total tool. I had no idea. I was a C-rate player. And this is where everyone pretty much comes in at. So you on the phone, when I say word for word, I'm going to show you word for word, but it comes from a place of empowering people and educating people to become what they want to become. Let me give you an example. Somebody says, yes, I want in, but I've tried so many other things. I've been in every MLM, and I did this other high ticket thing. And a lot of people over here on the phone would think that's an objection. What I go to, though, is I say, John, can I coach you? Or can I ask you a question? Sure. And I will say, what is it in you deep inside? And now follow this. This is a word for word kind of thing. What is it in you deep inside that even though your wife thinks you're crazy to spend more money, and it's going to cause conflict if you join, and your friends think you're chasing rainbows, and even part of you doubt you can really do this, what on earth is in you that is so committed to becoming an entrepreneur? Tell me, what is the dream exactly? I've got to know it because you're literally willing to, you keep moving forward on this almost as an addict, as it's compulsive. What is it? Where do you want to be? And then what you do is you take them in their mind out of their prison and you put them in their fantasy. And I don't think it's mean to do this. I think this is the greatest service we can do in our industry is, you know what? Let's get out of this prison. What do you really, really want? And they will tell you, I want to wake up. I want to be healthier. I want to wake up and go on a jog with my wife. I want to have this. I want to have that. I want to do this. I want to be that. I want to go to Europe. I want to go to Hawaii more. I want to do this. I want to do that. And you take them in there, and literally, what seemed like an objection, well, I've done so many businesses, you can finally say, so this is the dream. And then you say, and this is again a kind of a word for word, John, I believe for most people, if they're called to be an entrepreneur, they can't shut that off. It's not something you get to flip off. You see, there's other people out there that they grew up with. They've never joined a biz op. They've never joined an MLM. They're never going to. They are literally content to go to a job and come home and watch TV or go to the bowling league or do whatever. They're perfectly fine. They might not be maximum fulfillment, but they don't care. They're fine, and that's fine. That's fine. It's fine that they're fine. But this particular, in our industry, there is something obsessive and hungry in an entrepreneur that only our industry can provide because it's so dang cheap. You know, under $10,000, you can come in and go crazy in our industry. Under 5,000, you can get rocking in our industry so cheap. And so, where I come from, and what you're going to experience in the bonus module 7, is you're going to experience all my collective wisdom in the very best stuff that I learned. And what I closed on a $3,000 ticket. I mean, what people are buying is not a $47 starter kit. They're buying a high-priced situation, and I was able to convert those over and over and over and do it in such a friction-free way. And what you want to get to a point, I mean, ultimately you want to get to where your internet presence and your video sales letters are so sharp that the conversations on the phone should never be more than 15 minutes, ever. If they are more than 15 minutes, your video sales letters, your webinars, your emails, they are bad. I'm telling you, they're bad. I'm setting a standard right now. I'm letting you know that I care about your time. I don't want you on the phone for an hour and a half trying to close somebody and, oh my gosh, puke. No. See, I've been there. I've been down that road, and you can make all the money in the world, and you lose your soul, you lose your family, you lose everything you love, you lose your hobbies because you're sitting on the stupid phone. You don't have to do that. I'm going to teach you how to cut down, and really you can hack into my collective wisdom on how I've closed hundreds of people on the telephone in this industry recruiting. I'm telling you, what you're going to learn in this again in terms of recruiting, all recruiting training is not the same, and what you're going to experience here is the blueprints on how to respond to the most common objections in a way that is unique, in a way that motivates and empowers. And I've taught it to some others. I've never put it out to the industry. Module 7, beware, get ready. It's going to be exciting.